This is for the sled dogs in the trenches. Real hockey parents, real stories. The good and the gong show. No filters, no sugarcoating, no politics. Just straight hockey talk and the best guests around the barn. Welcome to the Crazy Hockey Dads podcast. All right, boys, grind them corners, chirp responsibly, and bring that savage fire.
All right, everybody, welcome back to episode 58 of the Crazy Hockey Dads podcast, the podcast for parents,
whose kids play hockey.
The podcast for what the fuck?
Unfiltered.
Is it? The unfiltered hockey podcast for parents. No politics, no sugarcoating, just real talk for hockey parents in the trenches. Is something like that? I haven't done it in weeks.
Something like that, yes.
Something like that.
Something like
I know that
that
was not good or correct.
No,
but it was something along those lines. I have not done that for weeks, by the way.
I knew what you were talking about.
Well, I know, and I'm pretty sure everybody else did as well.
Well, unless they're kind of new and maybe
that's true.
Didn't start from the beginning last time.
There are a lot of new people.
Yeah,
so you're not wrong about that. No. But anyway, thank you to Big John Dangles for the introduction.
BJD, what's up?
You can catch BJD at Big John Dangles Instagram. He's got some really cool stuff. So thank you very much for helping us with our intro, BJD. We really appreciate it.
The baby did it better than you.
100% he did. 100%. There's no question
doubt
about that. Yeah, you're so much better at that than I am.
No, that's not true.
Sure it is.
No.
Yeah, you do more. It's more.
Listen,
I haven't done it in weeks.
That's why you're out of practice.
100%.
That's
100%.
Yeah.
Lake Placid.
Oh, here we come. Look out.
Here we come. CHD's descending on Lake Placid.
Yep, let's go. ECAC.
Right? ECAC Conference Championship. Princeton, Dartmouth, Clarkson, Cornell.
And while I'm more than excited to see anyone,
yes,
I was hoping to see Quinnipiac.
Were you?
Yeah, because they have that freshman from Long Island who's
yes.
the man.
Right. Yeah. No, that would have been cool. You're right.
It'd be cool to see him, but it's going to be sick nonetheless.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited Princeton's there. I don't know if you could tell.
No, I couldn't tell.
I know. I didn't think you could.
No.
No. Yeah, I figured you couldn't tell at all.
No, the hat and the 3/4 zip that's bright orange and says Princeton.
Yeah.
No, didn't notice that.
Yeah.
Thanks for the tip.
Yeah, well, listen, it's also St. Patrick's Day, so the orange is appropriate. Didn't have green. I looked for green, couldn't find green.
Yeah, no, huh? You couldn't find green?
I own, so I'll show you something funny. This is my, actually my Mardi Gras. I actually have a shamrock, green shamrock. Couldn't find it.
You're all sorts of confused.
For the life of me, I could not find it.
Dude.
I tried. Couldn't find it.
Well, didn't try hard enough. You sound like my kids. I bet you if I go to your house, I'll find it in 30 seconds.
I got to tell you, I looked.
Did you?
I even asked the missus. I'm like, hey, Nance, can you help me? No dice.
You called in backup reinforcement.
Bro, I had to call in reinforcements because it was not working.
All right. Well,
couldn't find it anywhere.
Yeah, but back on track.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're going up to Lake Placid this weekend. I am looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing some college hockey. I usually catch like 1-2 games a year. I have not caught one yet this season.
You have not?
No. So this is I'm excited for that.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
And honestly, I've never been to a any college tournament.
Really?
No. So this is going to be. I'm super excited. The atmosphere should be awesome.
What was the last college game you were at?
The last one I was at.
Didn't you go to a BU game that you guys played?
Yeah, probably it was BU.
Does that sound right?
Maybe it was BU Merrimack.
Am I making that up, or is that right?
No.
Yeah?
You're right.
Okay. Nice.
So maybe Anyway.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
Okay. All good. Well, you're going to see 3 of them.
I know. I know. I love college. Yeah. I love how they're super physical. It's aggressive.
Yeah. It's good hockey.
Yeah. No, it's going to be sick.
Yeah.
So who's favored going in? Do you know?
I would think Cornell is.
Cornell, yeah.
Cornell's the highest of the 4 seed wise.
Yeah.
Which is not shocking. I wonder if Toph's going, by the way.
Oh.
Should reach out to him.
No doubt.
I was thinking about that today. Totally forgot.
He might be there.
Got busy with. He 100% might be there.
Yeah.
So I'll reach out to him.
Yeah, it'd be sick.
But yeah, so I think Cornell is when you get into the rink, you will see the banners up in the rafters,
Yeah.
and it shows all the schools and it shows what years they've won. Cornell has an extensive banner.
It's long.
It's long.
Yeah.
Yeah. Matter of fact, the last time my family was up there, which wasn't last year's, year before, Cornell won.
Oh, nice.
They beat St. Lawrence in the finals, I want to say.
That's awesome.
Pretty sure Quinnipiac lost in the semis while we were there to St. Lawrence. Yeah. And I want to say Cornell beat Dartmouth, if I'm not mistaken. And then Cornell won the whole thing.
That's sick.
Yeah, they're pretty good. They're like a wagon, dude.
Yeah. You always hear their name.
Always.
Yeah. Of the schools in the ECAC.
Yes.
Like,
That and Quinnipiac really
Quinnipiac.
are the wagons.
yeah.
You know, so it's gonna be fun, dude, and we'll do a couple shows from up there. Right? We're gonna do a couple things.
We'll get interviews. We'll get some content.
Yeah.
We'll record a pod.
Yeah,
Maybe we'll go live a few times.
yeah. We'll when we get up there, we'll
do
kind
all
of
the things.
Yeah, all the things like you normally say. That's right.
Yeah.
But it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. And you have been there.
I've been there. I was once
time
when
ago,
I went up there when I was a kid playing hockey.
Yeah.
And I just remember playing on the rink of 1980, and
You went to the 1980.
I just remember that I'd never been on a
like a real
an
sheet.
international sheet.
Yeah.
And the puck went like I played
Is
defense.
it international? Is it
Yeah.
is it international size?
Yeah.
I mean, what you're saying makes sense to me since they had the Olympics there, so almost like it has to be. I didn't realize that it was a international sheet. You
Yeah,
might,
100%.
You might be right about that.
Oh, I remember vividly having
Yeah.
to go chase the
Lot of
puck in the
space.
corner for the first
Yeah.
time, and I was like, "Oh, that's further."
A lot of space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a
like,
couple more strides.
No, but like east to west.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's where you feel it the most.
Well,
Like
what you're
that
saying makes
D2D
sense
pass
to me.
was
I
like-
mean, they had international play there, so what you're saying makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I was
You know?
also there I saw it with my own eyes.
You did.
Yeah, both.
You 100% did, by the way.
Yeah.
Nice, dude. All right, listen.
Yeah, no. So I'm looking, but besides that one time,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have many
Memories?
memories, or couldn't tell you much about La
Okay.
Clase besides.
So you'll make new ones.
I will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have some
Making
fun up
memories.
there.
That's what we're gonna do.
100%. We'll have some fun over there. You know, and I hope Princeton wins, being a Jersey guy.
Yeah.
Looking forward for Princeton. Hopefully, you know.
I'll piggyback on that.
Yeah, that'd be nice to see them get like an auto bid to the NCAA tournament. That'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know, so that'd be awesome. But yeah, man, we're gonna have some fun. You know.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
Now you guys, rolling kind of into like some youth hockey stuff. You guys are done, right? Oh, Scott's got his candle.
This is also
Oh, we didn't do that.
that's
Speaking
also a signal.
Well, I was just gonna say, was that
I'm
that was actually
sniffing my
that was
Howie's
that was
candle.
Well, listen, that was well done by you. My fault. Let's do a little partner. So while Scott's sniffing the candle, we'll talk a little Howie's hockey. So Howie's hockey, go get all the stuff: the tape, the wax. Scott's favorite, the candle. My favorite, the yellow-handled scissors. They have awesome gear. Love the Howie's hockey logo. As you can tell, he hangs from my microphone. They have awesome stuff. Use the code CRAZY10 for 10% off your Howie's hockey gear.
That's it, my man. And next up, we got Coach Kevin from hockeytraining.com. And listen, now is the time to get familiar with hockeytraining.com if you haven't already.
Now is the
Off season's here. Warmer weather for a lot of places, less ice. Your kid wants quicker hands, faster feet, stronger stride. You got to check him out. He runs a virtual stick handling class. He's got a library of on ice and off ice training programs.
Good stuff.
And also non-virtual stick handling courses. So anyone that's looking to get some extra touches, extra instruction without having to go to the rink, or maybe want to enjoy their time outdoors, check out hockeytraining.com. Coach Kevin's got something that's going for everyone, including
Men's League domination.
That's it. Men's League domination.
Scott's
23.
favorite, Men's League domination.
That's it.
Yeah.
So
Is there a Men's League domination 26 yet?
that's a good question.
We're gonna have to ask Coach Kevin that.
Yeah, probably, if I had to guess.
Yeah, he's pretty good at updating that stuff.
Yeah. So everyone take a look, check it out. Coach Kevin at hockeytraining.com.
Hockey Training HQ Instagram. Guy's got a truckload of stuff.
Yeah, he does. No, he's got a ton of content.
Truckload of videos.
Yeah, it's great.
Truckloads. Yeah, you can't go wrong with that stuff.
Yeah.
And then we have Titan Battle Gear. So Scott and I believe that we spend a lot of money in this game, and
Not believe. I know.
well said. Yes, we spend a lot of money in this game, so why not protect your kids with the best stuff on the market? So we trust Titan Battle Gear for our base layers for our kids. They're breathable. They're awesome as far as like protection. They protect your neck. They protect your wrists. They have awesome stuff. listen, it's not cheap, but it's worth it because, again, you're protecting your most priceless thing, your kids. So they have awesome stuff. They have awesome colors. They have awesome gear. They have a whole Rink Life line as well if you want like sweatshirts and shorts, stuff like that. But the base layers are where it's at. So we trust Titan Battle Gear for the base layers for our kids. So you can use our vanity link, which is in our show notes, which is titanbattlegear.com/crazyhockeydads. Use the code crazydads10 for 10% off your Titan Battle Gear.
And as kids say, it's sty.
Very sty.
It's sty.
Super sty.
Super sty.
Super sty.
And we come to Athletic Performance Insight. If any of you managers, coaches are thinking about next season and haven't introduced video analytics and video review to your teams, I strongly suggest looking at Athletic Performance Insight. Check out their website, go fill out the contact form, reach out to Eric. He'd happily demo the software, the platform for you, as well as get a game of yours tagged and broken down for free. It's got all the under the hood analytics. You can use it for as young as mites all the way up through college. It's got all different age groups using it, but it's a phenomenal tool to look at individual and as well as team video replays and statistics to help you get better prepared, improve that hockey IQ, and go get your next W.
$100 value from the man himself, Eric.
That's right. Mention Crazy Hockey Dads.
Yeah, he's got good stuff. So, you guys are done with tryouts.
Done.
So,
Done.
should we
Dunsky.
should we talk about the fact that they bagged it after one skate?
They no pun intended.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was interesting. So
That's
Otto,
actually a good way to say it. Interesting.
yeah, I mean it was so Otto gets off the ice and he's pretty much like, yeah. So if I get a contract tonight, I have to come tomorrow, and yeah, and so it's usually like the other way.
Yeah,
around.
I was just
like,
gonna say it's
know,
usually you don't come
Yeah,
the
you don't
second night.
So basically, what happened was they got the contracts were sent out that night, signed them. The next day was the first team practice.
Yeah. How'd that go over, by the way? I'm assuming that there were parents who were bent out of shape about that. I mean, am I wrong?
I mean that
There had to be.
I would
Right?
think so.
Has to be. Has to be.
Yeah.
Although, on the flip side of that, I will say, being fair, it does give those other kids that were not sent contracts the first night time to go elsewhere and find a place to play.
Listen, so
Right? So there are two sides to that coin.
and look, I
Right?
at first I didn't give that as much, I guess, merit, I suppose.
Yeah.
And what do I mean by that? I mean, like, you could have had a second skate and then, kids still could have gone elsewhere the third night. But if you
True.
really think about it, right? Like at the end of the day,
Just cut the
you
cord.
just like bottom line up front.
Yeah,
just give me the bottom
right
line.
between the eyes. No,
Yeah.
like sugar coating. Don't beat around the bush.
Yeah. I mean, just
Listen,
like if
you're
you
not
know
wrong.
that's the team, like don't waste my time. I mean,
Listen, and listen, I don't. I feel like this time of year, that's probably pretty appropriate.
yeah,
Right?
yeah. I think
Don't you
I
think?
think so.
It's more of like just be honest type stuff, which we've gone over.
I think
which we've gone over a couple times.
and I think you should appreciate that. I mean, I don't think anyone's
you may
going
not
to,
like hearing it,
right.
but you should appreciate the fact that they're trying to not lead you on.
Yeah, no,
Right?
for sure. I mean, I guess you could make the argument if like the team is totally picked,
Right.
and you have all your slots full, like just don't have a tryout then. Like you could say that,
well,
but
you know why they have tryouts.
no. Well, listen, I understand, but at the same time, like there's plenty of coaches that are going into tryouts that probably have one or two spots open
100%.
that they're willing to fill.
Yep.
And if someone walks in the door that's like, hey, where did this kid come from? Like, boom,
Agreed.
you got a new guy.
I agree.
Or gal.
100%.
But if that's not the case, then
Yeah.
call a spade, move on next, and let's go.
No, you're not wrong.
So on one hand, yeah, but I don't think, people have said like, oh, so it's like whatever the cost of the,
The tryouts.
tryout was.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's how much I paid for an hour skate. But like, who's going to a tryout like thinking like, oh, I'm just getting a skate in?
Do you remember how much tryouts were? How much you paid?
And honestly,
I haven't signed up for tryouts yet, so I have no idea.
I could look it up.
I know.
It was like
we
100
talked
something.
We 175, 150. I know we talked about it. Like 'cause
I
think,
honestly forget.
I think Orly put up she put up a
Let me see.
a reel. She put up a reel of you and I talking about tryouts, which I think was like last March, by the way.
Is that when that was from?
I'm pretty sure that was, buddy.
No way.
I think so. That was one.
I thought it was from like 2 weeks ago.
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure that was one of our first episodes. Pal.
Sheesh.
You know, and we were kind of giggling about like how, you know, you pay like, I mean, how tryouts are not a racket, but like, you know, you pay like 175, 150, and you bring in 50, 100 kids. It's money, dude, for one team. That's money.
Yeah. No, 100% it is.
I mean, you're talking probably like $8,000 to like depending on how many kids you are.
I mean, I'm not defending the rings, but all I'm saying is like, how do you? So
no, I agree with this. They have to make money.
How else do you do it?
But listen, but where does it? You're not wrong, right? You're not wrong about that. But where does it stop? I mean, they get you in so many places, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you.
Right.
Look, I think
And
in the
if the team is
situation,
picked, you really
look,
need
if you
tryouts.
go to a tier 1 tryout and your kid doesn't make it, then let them try out for tier 2 at no additional cost.
Well, yes,
right. Like
I
that's
agree
reasonable.
with that. By the way, I agree with that. Most teams don't do that. Most teams, you go to tier 1 tryouts, you pay, just call it $200, and if you don't make tier 1, they're like, all right, you give us another like $75 or $100.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean,
I think Orly was actually, she put the question on our stories. What's the most that you paid for tryouts? A couple people were $300.
it could be. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Ours were less than. Maybe they were.
It doesn't matter.
I'm honestly trying.
They range between like 150 and 300, right? Give or take, for the most part, depending on where you are.
Yeah, I'm still
and
trying
what
to
club
find
you're
out.
trying out for. That's
Same.
okay. I mean, listen, it's not that important.
No.
But so you guys had a practice the second night of tryouts.
Was a practice.
I'm sure that pissed so many people off.
Okay, here. So it was 107.
175
175 early bird, 200
walk
regular.
If you okay.
Whatever
if you
regular
if you don't
means.
early bird it.
If you don't early bird,
Such a fucking.
if you're not an
racket,
early bird,
such a fucking racket.
well, you know.
It
Anyway.
really is. The tune-ups, all that bullshit. It's all such horse shit.
Look, so look, if I'm an organization, right, and knowing how the community uses tune-ups,
Yeah.
you know, I'll have a tune-up and see who shows up and see if there's anyone that
Listen,
I want to talk to before
100%,
tryouts.
100%. Yeah.
I mean,
somebody wrote on our comments that like I don't know where they were from. Something like you have to pay like $1,600 for like pre-skates or like a
what?
or like a pre.
You mean ice skates?
No. I don't mean ice skates.
A
No.
new pair of ice skates?
No, I don't mean that. I mean like, oh god, I'm gonna botch this so badly but I saw it briefly, but it was something along the lines of like you have to pay like $1,600. Shit, I need to go look at it. It's gonna throw me for a loop because I'm not explaining it correctly.
Okay.
But the point was that you had to be on like, you had to pay whatever you had to pay in order to like just try out.
Right. To get like the
Correct.
like the opportunity to
in.
spend more money.
Correct.
Right.
Yes. And that's horseshit.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
you know.
Anyway.
Listen.
But yeah, no, tryouts are over. Otto's done. He's going back to AAA.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
It's a new team for this building, this organization.
New day.
Excited about the coaching.
Yeah, I know you are.
Main reason why, we decided to stay
Yeah.
put. And again, listen, there's a bunch of kids from a bunch of different teams.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's the first year this team's come together. So, I'm not anticipating, anything,
Yeah.
exceptional. I'd rather be, I don't know, pleasantly surprised, than
Then disappointed.
yeah. So we'll
Sure.
see. Going into it with realistic expectations, but
Smart.
again, just wanting, Otto to be a part of a team with a coaching staff that's proven coaching, at high levels for
They don't really
high
give a
school.
shit about wins and losses.
No, and
or
even
my
said that to
hockey
me on the phone.
rankings.
Like the coach said, he's like,
it's
that's
good.
I'm not looking at my hockey rankings. I don't really care about wins and losses. He's like, I'll tell you what I care about. I care about effort. Like I want to see who's like, I care about the kids that are going to go out there and be dogs that are going to be hard to play against.
It's awesome.
He's
Yeah.
like, I care about kids blocking shots.
Yeah, listen,
He's
I like that too.
I
by the
care.
way.
He's
I'm a
like,
big
I'd
fan of
rather
that myself.
look at your plus minus than your goals and assists.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, I think it's
all
great.
good stuff.
That's great.
Yeah.
No, it's exciting, man. I think it's listen, hopefully now you know what you need to do now. Now that you
what?
know where you're going to play next year, you need to call our buddies at Pacific Rink. And you need to, besides smell the Howie's Hockey candle, you need to go and you need to get Otto a light blue bag.
Yes. I saw that.
Yeah.
Yes, Pacific
They have
Rink.
light blue, dark blue. It's the same exact colors.
Yeah, it is. I know. I saw. He already showed me.
Oh, he did.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Yeah, you need to do that.
Yeah.
You need to get. And speaking of Pacific Rink, we actually are doing an unboxing. I think when we're done with this,
Amazing.
we have a care package from Pacific Rink.
Let's go. Pacific
For those of you who
Rink.
don't know Pacific Rink has the best bags on the market. In my opinion, Dominic's been using them since he's like 6, when he could barely fucking carry the thing. I mean, he has tipped over many a times carrying that bag. I wish I could say that. I'm joking. I am not. They have awesome stuff. Go check out pacificrink.com. They are phenomenal. Like I said, they have the best bags on the market. They last for a very long time. They're not a piece of shit. They're very well made. They have awesome zippers, good material. We've flown to Vegas, Chicago. We've been to Boston a bazillion times with it. We've been to Nashville. We've been to Tampa. I've never had an issue traveling with it. Doesn't get ripped. Doesn't get they make
High quality.
They make a sick
Durable.
bag. Yeah, they make an unbelievable piece of equipment. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yes, that's what you guys need to do.
Yeah. Check
You
out
guys need to go
Pacific
get
Rink.
the light blue, dark blue bag. That
Let's go.
matches the team for you.
No doubt.
Nice. I like it, buddy.
Otto's on it.
Clearly he is. Sounds like he
But
is.
it's like the truth is every other like question out of his mouth is, can I get?
And what's he asking for?
Oh, like you name it, like pretty much anything that just like pops
Just
into
gear?
his brain. What was he asking for? Now of course I'm going to blank. He wanted a new cage for his helmet.
Okay.
He recently got a new stick. He wanted, springtime. He wanted to get shorts. He wanted to get new T-shirts. He wanted to get this. Now that we're going up to Lake Placid,
Yep.
whatever. He,
Nice.
I want.
Of course. Are you surprised?
No.
It's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I like it.
And how about you? Tryouts? Not yet.
Tryouts, not yet. Tier 1 tryouts are, I want to say, the end of March, maybe going into like the first couple of days of April.
Very nice.
And then tier 2 is after that. Yeah.
And
still on the fence. Undecided. Don't know what we're doing. Everybody keeps asking me. I don't have an answer. One day Nancy and I are in one camp. The next day we're in the other camp. Dominic's the same way. One day he thinks one thing. The next day he thinks the other. Pros and cons to both.
Yep.
We've done like a bunch of like tier 1 ID skates. Not a bunch. I can't say that. We've done 1, 2 coming soon. And then we skated with our team on Saturday.
Oh, right.
With our
right.
last year's team, so it's.
Did that whole team turn out?
A lot of them did.
Yeah. Any new faces?
A lot of them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Anything that was
Yeah.
looked promising?
Very.
That's great.
Yeah. Yeah. So his Dom's old team looks like it may be a wagon next year. Yeah. So if, so we'll see if we stay with tier 2 stuff. That would be very interesting.
Yeah.
So that's appealing.
That could have some big upside.
Close to the house. Knows a lot of the kids. The coaching staff is the exact same as the last 2 years. That would be cool.
That's what he's getting into.
Consistency there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it depends what he wants to do.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, I have a funny story. I don't know why I didn't tell you this either. So we were at an ID skate last like Friday night.
Okay.
Right. And the ID skate went on, and we're waiting in the lobby for Dominic to come out. Right. So I'm standing there talking to Nancy and a buddy, and this gentleman walks up to me. He's like, "Are you Jamie?"
Oh yeah. And
he's like, "I listen to the podcast." He's from Pennsylvania.
No way.
I swear to God. Yeah.
How do you think? I mean, he listens or he watches?
No,
Like he recognized your face?
Yeah, dude. Oh, I don't know if it's from. I don't know if he watches I don't know if he watches us on YouTube.
Yeah.
Or listens to it and then knows the Instagram clips. But he
yeah,
recognized
yeah.
me standing in the lobby and came up to me. I had the whole conversation. I want to say his name is Jim. Buddy, I'm so sorry if I got that incorrect. Nice dude, tall, skinny guy, nice guy. His son came out. I shook his son's hand.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. He was on the ice with Dominic. Nice guy, real nice guy. And if I pronounce your name wrong, Jim, I think it's Jim. Then I apologize. But nice dude. Really
Dude,
nice. Yeah, I
you
spoke to her
are
for like
a
10 minutes.
celebrity.
Stop.
Oh my God.
Let's not get crazy. But it was
You.
cool. I don't know why I meant to tell you and I totally forgot.
Oh man.
But nice guy, man.
That's so cool.
Listen to the
That's
podcast.
really cool.
Really enjoys it. Like, yeah. Yeah, so
Sweet.
that was cool.
Love it.
Yeah, I want to say Jim from Doylestown, PA.
Doylestown.
Shout out if your name's Jim. I hope. Fingers crossed.
All right. Well, either way,
But,
I'm sure he knows who you're talking about.
Yes, I'm sure he does. So if so we'll see, man. I don't know. I don't know.
All right.
We'll see.
You have time.
We do have time.
Yeah,
So that's
okay.
nice. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. So we'll see how it goes.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
on that note, what do you think? You want to flip it over to today's interview?
Can. Yes, absolutely. And who do we have, Scott?
Sandy Cohan.
Sandy Cohan. I got to tell you, his book was fantastic, by the way.
Yes.
When I
Loads of like nuggets of information.
dude, 99 of them.
Yeah.
To
be exact.
Yes, he has his book is phenomenal. We mentioned it during the interview. I don't want to give anything away. But he was a really, really good guest, dude.
No, it's excellent.
He was really good.
And he's the founder of Mental Edge Hockey.
Yeah.
And if you're not, check it out. He's in the business of mental, or I should say, mindset preparation for athletes. And he, having been a hockey player himself, is clearly working with a wide variety of hockey players. He said a lot of, he's getting more and more teenagers, like middle school. Certainly up there, high school, junior, even professional level. And so he's always great, talking to someone like him because they just think about things differently.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I think about like one of our conversations, it's like, oh, it's so logical. And it seems so simple when you talk to someone who can like lay things out, it's just, and the hard part and why, I think a lot of us, if it's not your kid talking to a mental performance coach or you or I, or anyone's even talking to like someone else, it's like, having a different person's point of view on like whatever the situation is, like really just gives a different perspective that it can sometimes just be enough to like get you like, oh, now I see it. Now I get it.
Yes.
I was looking at this all wrong.
You know what? We we're coming up on matter of fact, we're gonna have our 1 year like anniversary while we're in Lake Placid.
Wow.
So we should actually do something for that. Like,
we should go out to dinner and have cake.
Really?
I'm
I
joking.
mean, listen, I suppose we could do something along those lines. We should do something to celebrate, by the way.
Sure.
But we should do like a giveaway. We have a bunch of Sandy's books.
Oh, we should definitely. Yeah, we should.
We have a
should
bunch
get
of
those
Sandy.
out.
Sandy's books are. He has a set, the 99 rules. I guess they're 99 rules books. There's 3 of them.
Yeah, series.
Yeah, there's a series. So he sent us the 99 rules for every sports parent. 99 rules every sports parent needs to know. This was like I said during the interview, like I thought he was talking to me.
Right.
It's very easy to read. Like I think he sent it to me. I read it in like 40 minutes, the whole fucking book.
Right.
Because I couldn't put it down. I kept...
Well,
Not sure what this says about me, but it could say I'm an asshole. Or I was an asshole, not anymore. But
man.
like when he was...
let me be the judge of that.
When I was reading this 99 rules for every sports parent, I kept saying, oh my God.
I'm an asshole.
Oh my God.
I'm an asshole.
Oh my God. It's like, so like, for instance, like rule 4, raise a human, not a highlight reel. I mean, every page is another rule. And then once he gets through, I forgot how many of them, once he gets through like a certain amount of them, he like does like a recap of the last 15 or last 10, whatever it is. But, it was frightening how much, and how relatable the book was.
The book was like talking to you.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And he gets into it a little bit during the interview, but we should give a couple of those away.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
Let's. And there's also.
Yeah. Reading this book has made me a better hockey parent.
Yeah, it has.
100%.
Yeah. And then there's also the 99 rules every hockey player should know.
Yes.
And so we can also send some of those out too.
We can. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we 100% should.
Yeah.
So when we're in Lake Placid, we'll figure something out to do.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah. No, Sandy was great. I thought he was great.
Yeah, no, I agree. And let's let's turn it over to him
Yeah.
and let everyone, enjoy all of his, his wisdom and his thoughts about, working on this aspect of the game with kids and players. And let's pick it up on the flip side.
All right, bud.
All right.
Here we go.
Okay.
All right, here we are back with our next interview. We have Sandy Cohan from Mental Edge Hockey and author of the 99 Rules series. Sandy, thank you for jumping on with us and chatting with us for a little bit. Appreciate the time.
Yeah, happy to do it. You guys are doing great stuff. Happy to be here.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you for the kind words. We're trying. Listen, it makes
No,
it
we're
easy.
doing, dude.
We are doing.
We're doing.
It makes
You
it
guys are
easy.
doing.
Yeah,
We
Let's
are.
go.
We're doing. It's
Come
getting
on.
there.
Come on, guy.
When we have guests like you, it's easier. Let's put it that way. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
It is. It's true.
One of
It
the
really
things
is.
we're going to talk about is self-doubt. So we need to work on your own
Listen.
messaging about yourself. Come on.
Yeah, there we go. That's
I
what
know
I'm
we're.
saying.
I know we're doing well. I'm trying not to be braggadocious.
I know.
I know we are. Listen, there's a reason why I keep dropping how many countries we're in on the podcast like a schmuck. You know, well, I know we're doing well, but
Who ever thought though, right? Like you guys never had that, right? I mean, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, if I told you guys would be doing this, you'd be like, what?
No,
Sandy,
and you know what? I'm sure we'll end up talking about
Yeah.
this because I know and we're already kind of like going a little bit all over the place. But a lot of it comes down to like just confidence, right? And your willingness to being vulnerable and not caring about what other people think and keeping focus on, what your goals. Speaking about myself or whatever, and not letting other people's thoughts derail you. And I know for sure that's something that athletes deal with at all ages. But before we even get into all that stuff, Sandy,
Coming
if you could just just tell us a little bit about Mental Edge Hockey, kind of like what you got going on now, so all of our listeners kind of know what you're up to.
So we are in the mindset business, obviously, and we've our background is exclusively in the hockey market, right? So I was a player, grew up in the Mid-Atlantic, played Tier 1 there until it was probably time to go to high school and start thinking about next steps and wanted to, eventually play in college like many of the folks there. Weren't a lot of options, so I ended up going to a prep school up in New England. My parents were unbelievably supportive,
Awesome.
and
That's great.
loved that because wanted to end up playing in college, and then did that. And when my career was finally over, it happens to everybody. I spent about 15 years as a professional skills coach. So I never wanted to coach teams. I wanted to kind of move the needle more on the individual side. So a lot of college players, a lot of pro players, a lot of pro teams. And it was on skill work. So skating, shooting, situational play. And right around probably 2012-ish, built at the time, the largest hockey training and development facility in the country. It was about a 30,000 square foot facility up in the Mid-Atlantic.
Oh, wow.
Shooting lanes, treadmills, and we're just in the development business, right? Like
Oh, wow.
it was so amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah. We sold memberships, we're doing lessons, camps, clinics, and like no affiliations, right? So it wasn't like,
Oh, very nice.
I fought it. It was enticing, but we always wanted to be in the place where I always wanted to be in the place where I could look at a family or a parent and really speak about what was in their best interest, like not allegiance to this team or that school, like whatever. Right?
I get it.
And it was hard. It was hard to navigate that. But so it was right around the time I really kind of started getting serious about the mindset piece. A lot of the pro guys, at that point, it was only pro guys, but a lot of the guys, if they would call or interact with me, they didn't know what was wrong, but something wasn't being maximized. Something was off. It was,
It was missing.
maybe-
Yeah.
yeah. And that put me down on this path, but so it's been about 8 years, exclusively in the mindset space. We do customized mindset coaching. And when I say that word mindset, what I'm talking about is belief, attitude, grit, focus, emotional control, discipline, self-awareness, like some the ability to kind of control and manage that. So fast forward to now, a lot of pro clients, men and women, a lot of Olympians, a lot of college players, and really helping them maximize their potential, right? Whatever that might mean for them. But helping that foundation of the building, which is mindset, really be something stable that they can lean on. And that's where I spend my time. Hopefully I answered the question.
No, for sure.
Absolutely.
So that it's remarkable on how I think more commonplace, like, it is for people to be talking about the mental side of the game, not just in our sport and hockey, but like across all sports, especially with like the early professionalization of kids. But just like your journey to like get to this point, obviously, you just shared a little bit about what it was like,
Yep.
your post career, but like as a kid growing up, you mentioned that your parents were very supportive. What was it like for you, just falling in love with the game, playing, moving up? Like, was the mental side of things something that you felt like you had really dialed in as you reflect back?
No.
Or no? Okay.
You know what? I wish. I wish. And I have no issue talking about this. I'm very, very transparent about it. One was probably a lack of awareness about it. It just wasn't a topic back then. It's not right or wrong. It was just a different time. It was very much a suck it up and deal with it.
Absolutely, yes.
It was. And I spend a lot of my time now kind of in that belief and confidence world. And I wish I knew more about that when I was younger. But no, I mean, I love the sport, got into it very, very young. My birth year, right around maybe a couple years older, a couple years after, hockey really kind of started to take off in the Mid-Atlantic, in the Maryland area specifically. And started going to the Quebec tournament, and I mean, really just getting a lot of exposure. Had amazing coaches. I think that was probably one of the biggest things for me. But I was a confident kid, a very, very skilled player. I was a center, really, really good skater. But I had a tremendous amount of self-doubt. That I didn't even, it didn't really surface for me totally until I got to high school. But looking back on it, I can it was a pretty obvious thing. But my parents were terrific. My family, they, gave me every opportunity, camps, clinics, everything, driving all around. I mean, we spent so much time in the car. I know you guys can relate to that.
Oh, yeah.
And they were terrific. They sacrificed so much, not just time and attention, but resources, and I have absolutely nothing but respect and admiration for them. They're terrific people. But I think so much of what kind of helped me be successful in the sport and beyond was all of the lessons that they gave me that really had nothing to do with hockey. It's just
interesting.
It just I ended up, that helped me in hockey. It ended up, I think, maximizing parts of my career, but they were skills I think that I learned away from the rink that I then learned to apply in the rink. Which I don't know if that's super relevant in today's world. I wish it was more so on the younger side, but so great family, amazing coaches, very, very fortunate. But I wish the mindset side was more something that people coached back then, and it just wasn't.
No, I don't think parents knew about it. Coaches didn't give a shit about it.
No,
like you said, it was just more like deal with it type stuff. Suck it up.
Don't say anything. And it wasn't like it was hockey, especially back then. It was coaches. It's just very alpha, a lot of yelling and screaming, and it's,
yes.
you're a kid. So, you're going to be submissive to the alpha voice, right? You're not going to, it doesn't mean that, that was necessarily the right approach. It's just how it works. But, looking back on it, right? Like that's not coaching. That's just like loud bullying / talking. The hard part is the coaching part. You know, that's the hard part.
Yeah.
The coaches of yesterday and the coaches of today look totally different, don't they?
Totally
When you
different.
Put them side by side.
Yeah,
Right?
and you see it at all levels. You know, the old school
Yep.
coaches.
Absolutely.
It's just those are the ones kind of being phased out. It's just it's
Yep.
a different athlete today. It's a different kid, different circumstances, different life. And I think you have to adapt. You have to.
So it's funny you mentioned that. I'm curious. So obviously we know there's different coaches compared to like when we were kids, right? What do you think is the difference with athletes, especially hockey players, from that period to this period? What's the difference? I'm curious what you see.
I see two main things. I think that they probably show up a lot of different ways, and I think a lot of people could disagree on how those things have come to be. Whatever. I think the two biggest things are resilience / grit and the ability to focus.
And you think the athletes of when we were kids had that,
Absolutely.
and today's does not.
Yeah. And look, it's not, this is not like we had to walk 30 miles to the bus stop. You know, that's not what I'm saying. But it was a different time, less distractions.
Yes.
I think people's maybe morals and values were just a little bit different.
There's no question about
there
that,
was
by the
less,
way.
Yes.
Yes.
Everybody wants what's in the best interest of their kids, right? Like you want to provide them with the best opportunities. I think over the years, though, I think the compete edge and the grind has maybe not been celebrated as much. Part of it's maybe culture. You know, you see on Instagram or social media, you see the highlight or the great thing.
Never see the lowlights, do you?
No, what you don't see is the effing grind that led to that, right?
Which is the important part.
Yeah. So I think those two are different, and I think they can be taught. But I would say at the end, it's not understanding what focus means, and the concept of being gritty. You know, I think a concept for younger kids. When I say kid, I'm 50, so kid is basically, you know, I don't want to talk
under
about it.
30?
Make me vomit. Yeah. I'm like, my bag is killing me. But the concept of failing to understand why today matters. You know, today matters because eventually, when you add up all the todays,
it's a lot of time.
That's right. That's the achievement, right? That coaches, scouts, you know, they talk, bosses at work, they talk in terms of today's, but they talk about it a little differently. They might say a season of stats, a quarter of work, you know, like that's the language they're speaking. But the irony is that is also the language that players and employees are speaking, because when that coach says, well, what are the stats? You know, maybe we're going to scout you to come here. The language of the player has to open up that wallet, and you hand them that stack of today's, and there can't be today's missing. You know, like that's why today matters. And that's a concept that I don't think is super relevant for athletes, younger athletes today.
Yeah, it's like and we've talked about this a bunch, especially recently, but you know, just like, and you mentioned too, just the highlights and the Instagram and the reels and like these short clips, and kids aren't watching full games, they're just watching highlights, and there aren't that many lowlights, and those overnight successes have been building for years in the making, and then all of a sudden you hear about the next generational talent. It's like, well, that just didn't happen overnight. There's been years in the making. So, you know, kind of what I wanted to get a sense for, and like I know you work with a wide range of athletes in terms of age, but just for our audience, like generally speaking, what age do you start engaging with players where it's like it's
the first 5 years, I would say it was 90% juniors, college players, pros. Happily, I would say over the last 3 years, that's still a big chunk, but that's probably 50%. and we're much more into the teenagers
Like
and
high school.
high school, and even
Young
in
high
even
school?
in middle school, even
Okay.
middle schoolers. Yeah.
So 13, 14-ish
Yep.
is when you get.
Yep.
Right.
And it's different, boys and girls. Girls typically can start a little bit younger. Their maturity is,
That's
I don't
for
have
sure.
to tell, but we're
Yeah.
like simpletons.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it's definitely changed for the better, I think. But my thing, where I think mental edge hockey is a little bit different, is I don't get too caught up in what the aspirations are, the collegiate aspirations, tier 1, whatever. That's important, and in kind of the interview process that comes out. What I think is more important, though, the differentiator, is there needs to be aspirations. There needs to be a desire for next level, fill in the blank, like that core thing for younger people, especially before puberty, where as a hockey player, everything changes, once you hit puberty. Those things are just intangibles. Like, you have to have those things. But happily, it's changed. And I think the majority is because what parents will say is, my kid, he or she, something's going on with their confidence. They are a different player from practice to game. Something's not translating. Or like their negative self-talk is like running out of control / they have no belief. It's normally one of those three things. And I like those calls. I like those when parents reach out, because those are human traits, right? Like, those things are so important. But most players at that age aren't going to reach out and say, or even be open to the concept of,
I need help.
mental
struggling.
/ mindset help. When the irony is, when I tell them, I say, I don't know one pro player, not even any college players anymore, that don't have some sort of a mindset / mental performance routine. Like, it's unheard of.
Yeah.
It's unheard of
Yeah.
to not have it.
Yeah. It's funny how the athletes changed from when we were kids to now.
Yeah.
It's a much more well-rounded athlete, you
But-
know?
Yep.
So for like the younger ages, like certainly there's a maturity thing. Like even for Otto, like we've had him, like he's talked to, like there's programs out there where they match you up with like collegiate athletes, like this mentorship stuff. Like, and Otto's talked to, he's talked to, I think, at least 2 people, like, I don't know, a couple months at a clip, just to try to break into that kind of like mentor / positive self-talk space. And what's interesting is that, like, while it just seems like such a great opportunity, I'm just speaking for my son, it's like there's a certain lack of fun, right? So like when he would talk to like the collegiate athlete, like he would just want to talk about, like, oh dude, like what stick do you have? Oh, and like Gower sends them to you for free. Like, yeah, how do you tape it? Like, are you on YouTube?
That is such a good point, honestly. And I'm not bashing any. That's not my style. I think, though, that there's a big difference between mentorship, hockey IQ stuff, which is so important, video analysis, that's so important. When you cross the threshold, though, into like the psychology, mental performance, mindset, and this is my opinion, it's there has to be some experience and training there. But that's a fine line, though. I think a lot of those things kind of get the people in the door. But I do think it's a skill. It's a skill to be able to kind of turn that. And how do you interact with a 13 or 14-year-old that is like, it's a different world since COVID, but I mean, to even get them to sit still in front of a computer is very challenging. So,
Sure.
I understand that. I see it all the time. That's part of kind of the growth thing, but I think it has to be in very palatable bites. I do think that it is a process. There is a beginning to this. There's a lot of kind of listening and a lot of meeting the players where they are. That's one of the things I think that we really kind of pride ourselves on, is that we meet the player. Your kids are different. They learn different. They might be different on the belief/grit scale. So for us to talk to both of them the same
would not be,
yeah.
Right. Apples to oranges.
Yeah. So I think customized work has to really mean something, and we kind of pride ourselves on that. Customized is customized.
Yeah, I would say a college kid probably does not do exactly what you guys do.
No.
Yeah, you guys are
and
in a
I would
totally
also say,
different
like,
ballpark than
they're not, like, and you
that
pointed
athlete
out.
on athlete thing, right?
Yeah, no, they're just not trained. They're not trained like that.
Correct.
Like they've got like a script probably that they're like used to, like, start conversations, which is great.
Yeah.
But like in terms of really making a difference, and like that's kind of like what I wanted to like dive into a little bit is like for anyone that hasn't gone through the process of like mental coaching, mental training, if you could kind of just like open the door a little bit, and like obviously it's not a one size fits all model. Got that. Every kid's going to be different. Got it. But kind of like, what's the process? Like, what could an athlete expect to kind of go through? What would a parent expect their child to, kind of go through when working with someone like yourself to start like digging into this stuff?
Yep. So what I'll start, that's a great question. The feelings or the very noticeable things that change for the parents is they'll see smiles happen a lot more. There is less probably angst, a lot more calm. There is, post game, there is a lot of things that probably aren't so results driven. It's a lot more discussion about actions and behaviors. Because those are really the metrics, right? Like everybody wants the results. The results matter, of course, but the irony is like the best way to get, and the only way to get to those results is focusing on the actions and behaviors that when and if you do them, they lead to those results, right?
Mm-hmm.
So many younger people, I think, are kind of stuck in that mindset of good game, bad game. Did I get a point? Did I not get a point? Everything's so black and white, right?
Absolutely. Yes.
So a lot of it is you got to kind of understand their thought process. I always ask people just, what kind of player are you? Help me understand, what kind of season is it? What does success mean? And for anybody, most players under 16, they're stumped already. It's
right.
It doesn't surprise me. They have no idea how to answer you.
Yeah. Well, it's not their fault, but think about that though.
Right.
Like their moods or lack of confidence, lack of belief, or self-talk, or going off on tangents, inability to focus, they're based on something that they can't even tangibly tell me what success is or isn't. Right. So how do you track it? How can you celebrate it? How can you kind of
you can't quantify it. Yeah,
that's exactly right.
Yeah.
So much of it is like, let's define it first. I don't know what it is, but let's define it, right? Like let's have a plan. It's a lot easier to chase something that we know that is real. So a lot of it is that. A lot of it is listening. A lot of it's perspective. It's we glass half full, glass half empty. I think there's a third rail there, right? Like, what if the glass is just refillable?
It's both.
Like, yeah, well, all three.
Right.
Half empty, half full, refillable.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Never heard anybody put it like that. That's interesting.
So we spend a lot of time with that, and then kind of where confidence starts. So early on, I think this is within 2 or 3 sessions. Players have a much better understanding of the things they can control, the things they can impact, the things they have to let go. And again, the crazy part is the controllables are not outcomes. They're actions and behaviors.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting you say that because, my child would come off the ice for the last couple of years and he would be ripping pissed.
Yeah.
I mean, ripping pissed, and it's so obvious, and it's all point driven. It's all, I didn't have a good game. I didn't get a score sheet.
Yeah.
And Scott and I, we say all the time to our kids, like, we don't really care. As long as you're out there giving your all, there's a lot of things you can do that don't show up on the score sheet, right? I mean, are you playing your position right? Are you being a good teammate? Are you giving effort? Are you going out there? Are you picking your teammates up when they go down?
So don't there, I would say two things. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but two things on that. First of all, it's right out of the gate, someone like me has the advantage because I'm not dad. I'm the neutral party coach, right? So and there's a lot of things that I could say that would be similar to what you would say, and they'd be like, Coach Sandy's so smart, Dad, and you'd be like, Dad, you're an idiot. You know, it's like just similar stuff.
Said that.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
But
yeah,
so much of it from the parent side is what you just said. I'm not ripping on you, but what you just said, like the we don't care about points or we don't this. I understand what you mean by that, but a kid doesn't understand that, right? Like they want the to do's. They need that this is to focus, right? So it's like we don't care about that. That leaves the door open. It's like kind of helping parents shift and say, well, what is it that we do care about? What is it that's important? And start shaping those behaviors and reframing things that we're starting to talk about and celebrate the same things all the time. So a lot of the work that I do, you know, I speak to the players. There's, you know, a recap and a summary that's sent to everybody. So parents get the same stuff. We start bookending the language, you know?
So are they like the recaps in your book?
Some, yeah. So the first book I wrote was 99 Rules Every Athlete Needs to Know. And I was not a humongous reader when I was younger. I'm not going to say that I was. But this is the kind of book I would have wanted to have read, right? Short kind of bursts, very tangible. You can almost open it up to any page, underline stuff, highlight stuff, and stuff you could take with you. And it was very well received. I was so happy to have impact like that. It was very well received.
I'm sure.
And within like 2 months, I started getting so many messages from parents like, this is great stuff. You know, my kid won't read it or this or that, or I wish they would read it. And what it really highlighted for me is that the parents needed some help to create the environment for the kids to understand what learning is. So, so we kind of circled back, and then we wrote 99 Rules Every Sports Parent Needs to Know. And it's been very well received over the past 6-7 months. And it's not a how-to book like how to parent, but it's very palatable. There's a rule, 7 or 8 lines, a takeaway. And I really think it helps provide the structure and the environment for parents to know, you know, what the third rail is, the to says, the don't says, and just to remind them that, you know, the goal doesn't have to be to always shelter your kid from the fall. The goal should be to teach them to get back up.
That's right. Yes.
Right.
And it's funny because when you sent me your book, so I started reading it and I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm like, holy shit.
I think he literally called me after he was done with like the first 10, and
I was like, dude,
he's like, dude, I'm doing this all wrong.
Yeah. I'm like, Scott,
you know what,
this is
like,
exactly
this is
what
gold.
people need.
I learned so much of that, by watching, you know, as a coach forever, you know, like you see everything, and there are certain things where, you know, you're like, just, you know, parents talking to me or about their kid or something, where I would just say, look, I mean, you cannot, I don't care what happens with hockey. Like you cannot do that. Like, I'm just providing you another perspective. Like it can't be like that. And so a lot of it was kind of what I saw, a lot of stuff that, my parents did, my parents didn't do. You know, I really tried to pull the environment of stuff that I had seen and just kept kind of working it and put it together. And it's been so gratifying because we're so close to it, right? Like we all want what's in the best. We want our kids to have a better life than we had.
100%.
Right.
And you're like, there's no book for us on,
No.
how to parent.
No, and you know what? You said it earlier, and it's something that, like, in just even talking with my son's teachers and like watching him transition from elementary school into middle school, and like that was like a big jump, and it was just so clear, like, children aren't taught how to learn. You know what I mean? It's like, how is he supposed to know how to be organized for like this, like, deluge of like, like studying and learning that's supposed to come his way? I mean, like they ease it onto them, but like he doesn't necessarily walk away from school with like a class on how to like get organized and do all the things. Like some of it is just like expected to come from home, or just like, if
That's
your
right.
kid's cut from a different cloth, they're just like their brain works that way. But like just learning how to learn is a whole thing onto itself. So I think, like, as you mentioned that, it just got me thinking about when you work, with, your athletes, that sounds like that's part of what you need to do certainly for certain age groups. Are there any like reoccurring themes that perhaps touch upon the idea of like learning to learn that you have to walk through with, your clients?
The older players, there's a lot of kind of breaking old habits, and
Mm.
a lot of reminders, and a lot of different kind of thought patterns and different behaviors we're trying to implement for the younger ages, though, which I really really like on the younger side, because it really is a blank canvas. Like they don't know what they don't know,
Right.
but so much of it, on the confidence piece, on the belief piece, on the effort piece, on the controllables, for a younger person to understand how all of those things fit together. There is no hockey scenario, no school scenario, no social situation that they could be dropped into that they wouldn't be able to navigate better having these skills. But I would say from the younger kids, one of the biggest standards and expectations, that's a tough one for younger kids, what they think are standards, there's kind of a blurry line there, so habits and things like that. Understanding that confidence is not a feeling, confidence is a choice. Confidence can be built, grown, developed. That's a really, really big one. But I think the biggest one for younger kids is probably the concept of focus. If you ask anybody what focus means, younger, I think they confuse it a little bit with the concept of awareness. I would say like awareness would be looking out the window. Like, hey, there's my neighbor, there's a bird, there's the mailman. That's awareness. Focus is like looking into a mirror. Like those two things are very, very different. And I think what a lot of younger kids, their pregame thoughts are a lot of don't do's.
Like don't turn the puck over, don't.
They pause the tape on the negative, right? So like, what are we going to focus on today? Okay, don't be nervous. Don't miss the net. Don't turn the puck over, right? Well, that's like don't think about an elephant. Like,
you're going to think about an elephant. You're setting yourself up for failure immediately, right before even before you step on the ice.
Yeah. So, and the brain doesn't work like that, right? Like if you want your kid to skate fast, you don't say, go out there and don't skate slow.
That's right.
Right. So, right. Yeah. So a big thing is kind of reshifting. Like focus is not about blocking anything out. Focus is about locking in.
Right.
Like right. We're not trying to keep the crappy stuff out. One or two things, what are they? And then you fight like hell to keep them in.
So I have a question for you. I'm so curious how you're going to answer this too. So my child has when I say he has ADHD, it doesn't even begin to describe how he is. He has literally every symptom in the book. He's a textbook case of ADHD. So have you worked, so keeping him focused on the ice is like, and we don't he's not medicated with anything, Sandy,
Mhm.
because when he was, he didn't eat and he wasn't growing.
Yeah, I get it. I hear
Right?
this all the time.
Right? I'm thrilled to hear you say that because my wife and I are like lost. So we don't want to medicate him because we need him to grow, right? I mean, so we're kind of biting the bullet and we're dealing with his ADHD because we need him to grow, right? So I mean, obviously, the alternative is he'll stay more focused in school and in sports, but then he's not going to grow. So Nancy and I are like, you know what? We're not doing any meds. We're going to do it all organically if possible. All right. So I was telling you, we just came from a skate, right? So I don't know if ADHD kids sundown or what, but my child, when it hits like 5 o'clock, okay, like again, he was just on the ice with 3 other kids. They were all 09s, so they're 3 years older than him. They're doing the drill, and Dominic's on the side, kind of like Michiganing the puck, right?
Yeah, of course.
Because he's just done. He's just
Of
done for the
course.
day, So my question to you is, how do you take a kid like that, okay, who isn't your normal kid, just not
Mhm.
being able to focus? He can't focus because he's 13 and he has like a rip roaring case of ADHD. What do you do with a kid like that?
Yep. Well, so first of all, so preface it, I'm not a doctor.
Understood.
yeah,
I know
yeah,
you're not.
yeah,
And I know
yeah.
you're not. I trust
Yeah,
me.
yeah,
I get it. But you know what?
Yeah, I understand.
I've been to the doctors and they can't fucking answer me.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm
Yep.
done with doctors, Sandy.
Yep.
So I'm more interested in what you have to tell me.
Yeah. So and I don't know what is in terms of like what drills or what's happening on the ice. I know pace of play and engagement. That's like a big one from like the coaching side. But what especially kids that have that challenge, they more details matter, more to-dos matter, more things to focus on, more setting the scene in the future, where we're going matters. So I'm not saying we're adding 35 things, but we are adding more detail maybe to 1 or 2 things and really helping your son understand, well, what is it that he can control? We don't even have to talk about the things he can impact
Right.
or the things he needs to forget. What are the things he can control? And ironically, it's going to be his belief, his attitude, his grit, right? So giving him very, very small doses and then defining what those things mean is a big deal. Locking in imagery is a big deal, but specifics always matter. So it's almost like, okay, don't do this, pay attention, don't do that, don't do that. What if it was, we just want to outwork everybody today. That's the goal. Outwork everybody.
Keep it simple.
Make plays, take chances. Everything's full speed,
Right.
right?
Right.
And if he is aware of it, which, a lot of kids kind of are aware when stuff kind of starts to go haywire a little bit, they have to be taught a behavior, a word, a something that brings them back into the now.
To refocus.
Yeah. And I always love, kind of like the now what? Like, what now? I don't know about 5 minutes from now, but right now has to be the most important moment. So I think a lot of time working on things like that, he is where his feet are, whether he likes it or not. This moment right now is the most important. So I would shrink the world. I would make topics and concepts that are chaseable and then clearly define it. It's, they have to know what it means. Like,
Yeah. Have
detail.
you worked with any athletes with ADHD?
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure. I figured you did.
You want to know something? It's like one of the it's one of the common DNA traits in all high performers.
Oh, isn't
It's
that
there.
interesting?
It's there, but so here's the thing, though. If not,
I have it too, by the way.
me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Are you trying to say you're a high performer? Is that why you just said that?
Kinda. I mean, listen, we are in
No, I know,
38
I know.
countries, Sandy.
I know. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, but so this is the thing, right? Like, I agree that so many people will say that about themselves, and like a lot of it, they are achievers. At some point, though, what they learned is that weapon that has gotten them to this place in their life,
Right.
to the good, that it's like when those sensors go out, if there is not something to focus on, like that torpedo comes right back, and we just start ripping ourselves apart.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So like we start using it against ourselves, and some people are better at throwing that thing out there. Some are better shielding, but there has to be something out there.
Interesting.
Does that make sense?
I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that you tell me that my child can be fixed.
I would say he's not broken. Yeah, he's not broken.
No, I know he's not broken, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
As a parent, like you said before, we all want our kids to outdo us, as far as success goes, right?
Have it easier, less challenges, less adversity. Sure. Protect.
Absolutely.
I get it.
And it's funny you mentioned the adversity part. I don't mind my kid having adversity. I kind of want my kid to have a lot of adversity because, like you mentioned before, I think you grow through adversity, right? I mean, if a child doesn't listen, I'd rather my kid face adversity at like 10, 11, 12, 13 than face it for the first time at 19.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right? Because that kid at 19 is going to be a basket case.
I see it all the time.
I bet you do. So the adversity, I don't mind. But, I think we all want the best for our children, like you mentioned. And a lot of us have the resources to throw toward it, right?
Yep.
And we want our kids to outdo us. And correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think a father always wants to see his son outdo him. He's the only one probably that exists out there that really wants that person to be better than they are.
Yep.
Right?
I agree. 100%.
So no, he's not broken. But listen, if he can be fixed, that'd be great.
You know what it is? I think it's like targeted. I think a lot of it is like reframing, and a lot of the stuff that I do, it's again, I have the luxury of not being there other than just the times when I am there. But part of the language and the reframing, every single parent has gone through this post game, that the car ride home, it's you don't want to say anything. You're biting your tongue. Who should speak first? What should we be talking about? Eventually the kid is going to the refs this or this, someone didn't pass it to me, blah, blah, blah. At that moment, that's such an important moment in this concept. There has to be like an immediate reframe. And a lot of parents, well-intended, but they don't. They bite on it. Hey, well, that's, Johnny doesn't pass, or, you got to be this player. That moment has to be the immediate, well, what can we do to make that different next time? Like, we're not spending any time in that low.
Right.
It's almost like it's like a political debate. We ask one question and you answer something totally different,
Right.
But like
you don't answer the question.
Yeah. That's a really pivotal thing though. And it's hard as a parent to not bite on that because you see your child hurting and not happy, and you want to, at that moment though, there's a lot of power in that moment to reshape well, now what?
And I would think that most parents miss that.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, one of the things, and I do an okay job of it, but a lot of times what I'd like to do is like
better.
if odd what?
We're getting better.
Yeah, getting better. But I mean, like, if my son is pretty good about saying like, yeah, I had a shitty game, and like, he'll take accountability a lot of times. But if he's like complaining about this or that, it's like, yeah, but dude, what's your part in this? It's like, yeah, I get it. Like maybe Tommy didn't pass the puck, but were you calling for it? Were you in open space? Like, kind of just trying to hold up the mirror a little bit and just showing him that, like, even though you can't control what other people are doing, but like, what is it that you could do that might make that situation go your way next time, right? And what's interesting though, and maybe it's just because like I'm the dad and like, not the third party, like you would be in a conversation like that, but so many times, and I think, we give our kids feedback, and even if you're delivering it the right way, even if the timing is good, right? You're not catching them at a bad moment. They're open to it. And then as a parent, you're out there and like, you might have been telling your kid the same thing for like the last, I don't know, say a season, it feels like. And then they're out there doing the same thing and you want to pull your hair out of your head. Now, I mean, that happens, I'm sure, with plenty of parents, but just how instead of going like crazy on your kid, because sometimes I've snapped. It's like, I can't believe you're not tying up your man at the faceoffs dot again. Like, what are you doing? Like, how should parents start to can they navigate those situations better where they're just like on their wits end, and like, the kid, yourself, coaches, they've given them the right thing, but they're still not doing it yet.
Start by reading Sandy's book.
Well, yeah, no,
you got to one, like anything, there has to be practice, right? I mean,
yeah,
but so much of the mindset piece, which oddly enough, like makes such a difference on the ice. Like so much of it is done away from the rink, like during the day. There's so many things that can be done, but something that is very, very important. I refuse to talk successes or failures with any player, and certainly any parent, if they can't define for me what those two things mean. I don't know if you had a bad game, Billy or Sally. I have no idea. But what I do know is that thoughts are just thoughts. Thoughts aren't facts. So before we start running down that path, what's the data? What's the proof? Help me understand when you say you had a bad game, I don't know what that means. Help me understand what that means. Like if we missed one pass in the third period, I don't know if that's a bad game, right? The only way we can say we have a bad game is, well, we have to have an understanding about what a good game means. And I don't know if a good game has to mean, 5 points, 6 shots, no turnovers, and you were, 5 for 6 on faceoffs. Like, I don't know if that's, those are all results. I think what can be measured though and tracked is what are those behaviors. And I think that the more times we establish what those behaviors are, and when we teach and talk about those, the conversations will start to shift. They're going to be less about outcomes and more about those tangible actions that your son, that person's daughter, that person's whatever can do to start moving the needle. But
so just sorry to interrupt, but like, so of those behaviors, like, you've worked with countless numbers of people at this point. Like what are some like reoccurring themes that, like, obviously without going into like the book and like, but like, is there anything that really stands out to you as some things that like a lot of people, like most people, most places, most of the time kind of struggle with?
Yes. Right out of the gate, at some point, it's different for every player at every level. At some point, there has to be a flipping of the switch. We have to move into compete mode, which is not turning like daytime auto off.
Yeah.
But at some point, he has to flip that switch, and we have to know, what does compete auto mean? Because once that switch gets flipped, just like a character in a movie, he has to be all in on that character. He has to skate like it, move like it, talk like it, shoot like it, talk to his teammates like it, and he doesn't come out of character until that final the final buzzer, right? Like the horn, and the game's over, or the session's over, the practice is over. So players at all ages, I always start with them. What does flipping the switch mean? What is the shift? And when do we do it? And for younger players, there really is like no flipping of the switch. It's a focus thing. And if there is, it's maybe in warm-ups, or they think it's, kicking the soccer ball around beforehand or stretching. There has to be some sort of, what does turning compete mode on look like? And it doesn't mean what it doesn't look like. It means what it does look like.
Does every kid have that switch? Can every kid turn on compete mode or be taught to turn on compete mode?
Absolutely.
They can.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's why are some kids locked in and why are some not? I hate the headphones. That's my thing in the locker room. The phones, I don't mind the music, but the locking in, like, you see it in the pros all the time. You see it in the tunnel. Like, they're ready to go. Like the switch has been flipped.
Yeah, they are.
And it's not like they can't see or think or hear about right now, but they are locked in on something that is forward. There is a direction. They're purposeful, intentional.
Very.
Yeah. So
you're right. They are locked in the tunnel. You see it in the tunnel. You can
all
absolutely tell. It's so different when they're in the tunnel, high-fiving and chest bumping and doing whatever the hell they're doing. You know,
so many things to parents listening to this. So many things. If for nothing else, if a parent helped their player fully embrace these 3 things before they got on the ice for practice or for a game, if the goal, the what we were trying to accomplish is outwork everybody, make plays, take chances, everything's at full speed. If those 3 things became on like
repeat,
auto, like every single player understands what that means.
Yeah, isn't that
right? Like that's actionable. That's powerful. That's not the self-doubt. That's not the negative what ifs. Right? Those are like every single player can understand that. I guarantee that if a parent really kind of helped a player understand that, and a player really, really gave that some thought before they put the skates on the next time, I don't care if it's a practice, a tryout, a lesson, if it was the same, if we only had 2 speeds, on or off, that's it, results would be drastically different.
So a lot of times, you hear with a variety of things, but getting there is the easy part. Staying there is the hard one.
Yep.
Right. So it's like, let's just say you have a player that like is locked in, gets on the ice, has a great couple first shifts, something doesn't go their way, and then you start to see it unravel. Right. I'm sure that happens
immediately.
All the time.
So, like as a parent, like if I see my kid out there, like, falling apart, not during that game, but like if that's something that he's prone to, like what are some things that I might be able to do or help him, kind of say to himself? Are we just talking about is like positive self-talk? Like what are some of the things that players need to do to kind of get back to,
That's a good question.
That mind?
Here's the first one. This is kind of the rule of thumb that I would tell players and certainly reinforce to parents, that whatever the thing is that we are thinking. And do you guys play golf? Are you guys golfers?
No,
I am.
Okay.
Definitely not.
Okay. So you what I'm about to say, you get it. Like the negative self-talk in golf is just like, I do this for a living and I can't even fight it sometimes. Here's the rule of thumb though, that it's like, if you wouldn't say what you're thinking to somebody else,
why you say it to yourself?
You can't say it to yourself. You can't think. Yeah. We've all been there. Like, oh, that was the worst. That's the worst pass ever. Blah blah.
Absolutely.
If you wouldn't get back to the bench and if you wouldn't say that to a teammate, you cannot say it to yourself. You can't even think it. Yeah. Right. So for younger people, that's a hard one to kind of grasp. But think about how many things would be different if younger people, just the way they viewed themselves,
totally,
they didn't go into that dark place, not just because of what I said, but also because last shift has absolutely nothing to do with next shift.
It's true. It's done and over with, and you can't change it.
So
get rid of it.
Not even get rid of it. Just what should we be thinking about?
No,
we don't have to. We don't have to worry about blocking stuff out or don't think about. Okay, I'm going to forget about that last shift. We get to pause the tape like wherever we want. So a lot of the stuff that I do is this kind of training on these resets of what's the thought pattern when you get off of the ice. Like I'm talking about after a shift. I'm not talking about after a game. Like there has to be a habit, a routine that is really nothing about the last shift, good or bad. We can maybe ride some positive momentum, but we got to be right here, right now.
Yeah.
I'm curious, Sandy, do you have I want to say a success story, but do you have somebody who came to you that was just not in a good place and you're like, wow, like this is going to take a lot of work and you're really, really proud of what that person turned around? Is there a couple that, or one in particular that sticks out in your head of
There,
something
there,
that you
there,
thought was going to be a problem and you kind of helped the situation?
there are a bunch of names. If I said them, you would know who they are.
Yeah, and you don't have to say the name. I'm just curious to hear that. Yeah,
Yep.
but I can imagine.
Yep. A lot for like the pro guys and gals, a lot of that stuff kind of happens maybe after like a significant injury, where they kind of lose some of the identity, which is pretty normal. And they're kind of fighting to get back to who they were, and are things going to be the same? So there's a lot of that. But at the tier 1 level, which I spend so much time with, even tier 2, but just I would say teenagers, there are so many that I think the wins are performances on the ice. I don't chalk them up as the wins. I know that the clients do, and I'm happy that they do. But they start becoming better sons, better daughters, better students, better friends, nicer to themselves, calmer. A lot of the anxiety goes away. Grades get better. And to me, those are the ones that really kind of make a difference. But yeah, a lot of pros and college players that some of which you have heard of. Some are playing in the juniors tournament. Some you'll see tomorrow night, and have seen. But yeah, I don't disclose names, but yeah, a lot of stories that I think the good thing to take from it is that everybody has it. The same things that your kids are dealing with, they're pros who are dealing with the exact same shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Exact same shit. Confidence is going berserk, or self-doubt, or what if it doesn't work out? They're pros who are dealing with that. And I think when you say that to like a 12-year-old adolescent boy or girl, they're like, really?
Yeah. Because they don't think so.
They don't
just
think
see
so.
them performing at a high level, and
Yeah.
they just think that they have everything figured out.
The skeletons in those closets are worse than
a younger kid.
That's
no
right.
doubt.
That's right.
So,
You know,
go ahead, James.
Well, I just a quick follow up. So, oh God, now I forgot what I was going to say.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. Good, Scott. I'll come back to it. I forgot.
Sorry,
I totally
dude.
forgot. No, it's all right. I forgot what it was. All good.
No, so
I'll come back.
just we're talking about, just I'm kind of backtracking a little bit. We were talking about like the highlight society that we live in, and
That's
I think
what I was going to say. Actually, continue.
Wow. So let's see if this is your question.
I have a feeling it's going to be. Continue.
That would be really strange, but
we've been friends
we'll try
too, so I'm not surprised.
But like, so you a lot of times like there's all this comparison happening, right? And it's not necessarily rooted in fact. It's rooted out of just like the message that like people are putting on social media without any of like the negative stuff, right? But for any kid that's kind of having like these comparison issues where it's like, oh, that person's getting better than me faster, or how come I'm not where that person is, or we started at the same level but now they're there and I'm here. Like, what's going on like with kids who are like doing this comparison thing mentally?
There's so much of that is in the home, in the locker room. I think a lot of the behaviors, sometimes the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. And again, I think a lot of parents, well-intended, sometimes poorly executed. But for so many of those kids, if they understood what their own journey was, if it was explained to them, if they knew what they could control, and if they really were regularly being challenged to celebrate their successes and be aware of them, they would probably spend less time trying to convince themselves and more time reminding themselves. Those are two totally different things. I think a lot of it though is the model. Like I was talking to a parent the other day that was telling me that their kid where they live, there's an 8U tier one, triple A team. And I literally almost, I was laughing so hard. Because like, what does that even mean? What does that even mean?
Both of our kids were on them.
And now there's even like 8U AAA Elite, which is like
Sandy,
above.
both our kids played on them.
I know.
Yeah.
So
it's ridiculous.
That this is part of my own soapbox that it's whatever. But the adults, I think, need to understand that those boundaries and those false like walls that we're putting up. We do get out what we put in, and that is where a lot of those things come from. That, my thing is always, well, compared to what? I don't know if you're making progress or not, but are we measuring gains or are we measuring gaps? And
yeah, I think there's a lot of gap measuring.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That was really well put.
So here, I wish I said that one time, and somebody came up with this analogy. I didn't. I wish that I had, but they were like, yeah, that's kind of like if we were going on a hike, like a 2-mile hike, like up a mountain, and we walk up a mile, we're taking a breather, we're getting something to eat. Like, I'm looking down, going, God, look how far we've come, and you're looking up, going, oh. Look how far we still have to go.
Yeah.
And the irony is, like, we're both literally in the
spot.
That's right. Right. But it's perspective.
Two different mindsets. Yeah.
Perspective shapes mindset. Mindset builds belief, confidence, the whole thing. So, so much of the environment that, like, compared to what, and I encourage parents all the time, you cannot play that comparison game. You cannot do that. Kids are always listening. They're always hearing. Yeah. And as parents, we're not defined by the kids' success on the ice, just like we're not defined by their failures. Like, it's, the percentage of players who won't even be playing hockey every year that goes up and up and up is like, it drops so significantly.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think we forget that the goal is, are they having fun, which is like number one?
Right.
Do they love going to the rink? Is it a good experience? And are we teaching them not to quit? Like, if you're under the age of 12, you can't tell me 3 things that are more important than those 3 things.
No.
Right. Well, that I totally agree. And that's a reoccurring theme in a lot of ways, like, just maybe said differently, that, anyone that like knows a thing or two about like what this is really all about, they're kind of echoing the same stuff. But, when you were talking about that, I was just imagining, right, like being like halfway up a mountain and, we're in some ways, I guess we're, like the person looking, there's like this mental toughness thing that kind of like came up for me. And like speed and strength, those are like more measurable things. Mental toughness isn't. But if mental toughness were something like speed or strength, like, what would that look like? Are there like visual cues or anything like audible that you have seen with athletes that demonstrate like that they have improved or are demonstrating mental toughness?
Yeah. So a lot of it is linear. And a lot of the work that we do kind of builds on itself. And there are, do you guys hear that echo?
Yeah, I was just actually pressing my mute button. I don't know where that echo came from. James, you hear it?
I don't actually.
Oh, maybe it's you.
Yeah. Is it me?
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. If you guys can hear me.
Yeah. You can definitely hear you.
Okay. All right.
But I do hear the echo.
Yeah.
I don't hear it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are definitely measurables. And what I think a lot of it is attitude. Belief tends to change. I think you start to see a lot more acting with emotion, not because of emotion. That's a big one. But yeah, it's a linear process. There has to be a foundation that has to be built. But it's easy to track because I think what you start to see is performance starts to change because there starts being much more of a thought process and discussion about actions.
Oh, it just
And
got better, right?
yeah, there we
Did you,
go. Yeah.
Sandy?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. And I think there's a totally clear understanding about what can be controlled and what can be impacted. And I think the mindset shifts a little bit from the negative what ifs to, well, what if it does work out? Like, what if this is the best game? What if I do make the team? Right. So it's a lot of perspective that changes. But I think it's easier to track in a younger person, quite honestly. But a lot of it's feel. You can't kind of. We do testing and we do athletic coping skills inventory tests that there's a series of 28 questions and we test them 3 times throughout the process. And I in my 8 years, I've only had one player, who did not improve from the beginning to the end. And there's been thousands that we've put through these tests. Only one player. That's I think to the strength of the curriculum kind of that we push, but the way in which we do it. And that's why it's so important.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. James, you maybe unmute yourself, see if, I don't know. You're bringing the noise,
mic?
brother.
Is it mine? Sorry.
Yeah, you're bringing the noise, my guy.
Sorry, boys.
All good.
I just want to say
This is going to
Sandy,
look so weird in all your other countries. This is going to look so bad for you. I'm kidding.
It might. It's all good.
Yeah. They're talking about this in Japan right
yeah,
now.
Exactly. Yeah. Shockingly,
Oh, it
that's
just
one of
got
the
better,
places,
actually.
by the way. Like there's some things that pop up on our maps, like the Philippines
Yeah, but
and
like,
Japan.
But I'm convinced that these are people that are on business trips or on vacation. So
Scott doesn't believe
I'm
this
telling you,
hockey,
I'm not just saying this. Like you guys have really tapped into something. It's so human. It's so real. It doesn't come off, and I hope this is the thing for me. Like you never want to sound like preachy, but what you said at the beginning is just right. Like you just roll the dice, and it's if it's for the right reasons and you're trying to do the right stuff, it's so authentic, and that's I don't think you can fake that, and I think that's what resonated for me when I saw it. You guys
really
for the first
appreciate
time.
that.
It's
Yeah,
I think we're both thrilled to hear you say that. Scott and I were having the conversations, and we knew that we needed to fix ourselves.
Yeah,
right.
No doubt.
So we're on the phone and talking, and we're having the same conversations over and over. We're both saying the exact same thing. We're both acting this, for the most part, the same way with our kids, and we both knew that it wasn't right.
Or sustainable.
And that was my next thing. Exactly, Scott. It wasn't sustainable, right? It wasn't going to work. We were not making the situation better.
Right. And how would you guys even know? I mean, that's the same thing with athletes. Like, how would you know how to do it though? Like, how would you know?
Oh, totally.
Yeah. We had no clue. But like you said before, you don't know what you don't know, right? Until you know it, And so we started this in March, right? And here we are at the end of the year. We're 9-10 months in, and I can just speak for myself, and I think Scott's the same way. I have gotten better with my child, Sandy. There's no question about it. I know I have, because I don't do 90% of the shit that I did. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I thought I was telling you before about
oh, it's so funny.
I was telling you before about Dominic on the ice, a couple of hours ago. He was a disaster, and I knew he was a disaster. Years ago, I would have ripped him apart, be like, what are you doing? You got to stay focused. You're over there in Michigan in the corner. I didn't say boo. I didn't say a thing. So I know this is working for us.
Good.
And from the comments and kind of emails and messages we get, it seems to be working for other people. We don't script this, Sandy. We go off the cuff. It's all authentic. We don't even edit. Like we don't. Whatever we say,
I'm telling you, I love
goes.
it. I love it.
Yeah.
You know,
But that's why it works. I mean, honestly, like I know feedback you guys want, but that's why it works. That's how it resonates.
I appreciate
yeah.
that.
Hopefully, it helps other people because it's definitely helping us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
These conversations happen everywhere. And like it's so refreshing to talk to you, Sandy. Like we're at about like a little over an hour. So thank you so much for all your time this evening. But like, the just the importance of this. And I like also what you said, and I'm, gonna paraphrase or kind of get the gist across, but like this isn't just about like making a better athlete. It's like making a better person, right? Like you're in the business of like improving people. And I think that there's like, so many people talk about the life lessons you learn in sport, right? But like even digging in deeper, like taking it to the next level, working with someone like yourself, all the learnings that people have about themselves that they'll be able to apply in so many situations that aren't limited to just the ice, the rink, the whatever. I mean, like you're really helping out your kid, your athlete, however old they are, like they're going to navigate real world problems in different ways after having an understanding of like how to become resilient, how to have a positive mindset, all that stuff. So, just hats off to you for like going down this road, because
thank you
I
so
can't
much.
imagine the number of people that you've helped. And, it just affirms like, any thoughts that we have about like, yeah, like this is something that, for no other reason than helping my kid just become a more confident, person
Human
in
being,
life.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like everyone should be doing this kind of work. So I
And
hope. Yeah, go ahead.
whatever happens on the hockey side for as our business has kind of skewed younger, right? And it's opened up, these aren't like professional athletes or whatever, but like what I've come to learn is like it's so irrelevant, because whatever happens with hockey, whatever,
Right.
that's great. I want people to achieve everything and anything that they want. And it just so happens that we help make better hockey players. But I think what we do really well, and I say this without ego, but with a tremendous amount of pride, is that we help build just better human beings. And at the end of the day, like that has to be what it's about. And I think back to the coaches I had when I was younger. I don't remember who told me how to take a snapshot or a back. I don't remember any of that shit. What I do remember though are the amazing people who help teach me lessons and help teach me navigate adversity and stick-to-itiveness. And I mean, it sounds cheesy when you get older, but that's the stuff that me sitting here as a 50-year-old, that's the stuff I remember. Coaches at all levels.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Sandy, tell everybody, I want you to plug your book, because in my opinion, I think that every hockey parent, probably every sports parent, but definitely every hockey parent needs to go buy your book.
That's awesome.
Because it was
so
tremendous. Yeah.
99 rules every sports parent needs to know. And I'll send you guys. I don't know if I sent you this one too. This is the athlete version.
I don't think I read the other one. I read the sports parent.
I'll send it. I'll send you both those. At mentaledgehockey.com. It's available on Amazon. There's a digital. I think I sent you the digital. I'll send you guys
I read
real
the digital
copies
version,
also. But I hope that they make impact. It took a while to kind of get to that place, but they're take with you sort of books, not solving, nuclear physics or anything, but I think they resonate. And and it's they're good lessons. I like to kind of read through just to kind of remind myself sometimes of kind of the parameters that we're living in. So mentaledgehockey.com, and anybody can always set up a discovery call. I do those all the time, where we talk to the parent, learn kind of what's going on with the player. We always talk to players, run through an analysis, whether we work with them or not. So every sort of parent at least gets to have that a pretty comprehensive analysis about where their kind of player is on the mindset spectrum. What they, will have recommendations, and they can choose to move forward or not. But we're totally impartial, and it's always for the betterment of the individual and the family. And ultimately, I don't care who they play for next year or the year after. We want them to achieve what they want. But so mentaledgehockey.com, that's where they can go.
Yeah, and the parent, the book for parents, the one you sent me, will absolutely help.
That's the green one. Yep.
And all you hockey parents, I'm telling you, go read this, because from the first page to the last page, I was floored at. I felt like you were speaking to me.
He figured it out.
I'm not joking, Sandy. I'm not going to
so
blow smoke.
much.
It was I was like reading. I'm going, oh my God, I'm an asshole. Oh my God, I'm an asshole.
No.
And listen, again, I'm open and honest about what I do right and what I do wrong. And
I'll send you both. Do your kids play on the same teams or no?
No.
Same organization, but different teams.
Yeah.
I'll send you both a bunch of books. So you pass them out, and I'll connect with you after. You guys send them out.
Unreal.
They're so good. In my opinion, it's like, for especially hockey, it's like the hockey parent Bible. Like you need to underline and highlight and put dog ears and sticky notes, and you need to come back to this. Yeah, it was very good. It was very well done.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
that's
very
awesome.
well done. Yeah,
Awesome.
That's
Sandy.
awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time tonight. This was
great.
amazing. A pleasure getting to know you and just learning more about what you do and how you're helping so many people out there.
You guys too. Keep doing great stuff, man. Honestly, you guys are really doing a good thing. So congrats to you guys, and thank you for the opportunity.
Oh,
we'll have to have you on again. Thanks,
100%.
Sandy.
Awesome, man.
All right. Have a great night, man. Take care.
Go Caps. Go Caps.
You're fair. Devils.
We'll let you sneak that one in there.
I've been, you know what? Before we go, I will hold this up because I meant to hold this up last time, but this is sitting. See this?
Yeah.
There you go.
This is a 1994-95 Stanley Cup playoff ticket.
Mine's not as much fun.
Yeah, I still
Once you told me there was no editing, I knew I was go Caps.
You had to throw it in there.
Yeah, I had to throw it in. Nothing you can do about it.
No, that's for sure. Like I said, we don't edit.
I'm kidding. Thank you guys.
Thanks, Sandy. It was awesome. Thank you.
All right, take it easy, man. Bye.
All right, everybody, we're back from our interview with the man himself, Sandy Cohan.
Yeah.
Good.
Excellent.
Go buy his book.
Excellente.
I'm telling you, made me such a better hockey parent.
Yeah.
The 99 Rules for Every Sports Parent.
Yeah.
Really very good. So easy to read, too, by the way. Like, such an easy read. Like, anybody can read it.
Yeah, he was even saying how he wrote the book,
easy.
Because he didn't necessarily love to read. And so he wrote it in a way that, that he would consume the book.
Yeah. And it is very easy to consume, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
Super easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's working on some cool stuff, by the way.
No, for sure.
He's working on, well, I don't want to give it away, but he's working on some cool stuff that we might be a part of.
Yeah, you know what's interesting? I was just like thinking about, it's true.
Yeah.
Just thinking about one of the things that he said when he was talking about how most players, like I think it was under 16, they couldn't even tell him what success is.
That was a cool part.
That was a cool part.
Yeah,
because if you really think about that, like if you can't define what success is, how do you ever achieve it?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Did we put that up on Instagram?
I don't know. Did we? You look at that more than I do.
Maybe I was just going through the clips when we were doing it. I don't remember. But I came across that as well, too. Like for the second and third time.
Yeah.
Yes, that was a very cool part.
Yeah, because their confidence is like based on something they don't even like.
He's got some cool nuggets of wisdom. He's a pretty sharp guy.
Yeah, no, for sure. And also has like all the a ton of experience to back it up as a player as well.
He does. Yes. He owned a whole training facility, which is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. He owned like a pretty legit training facility.
Yeah.
What do you say, like 30,000 square feet?
Something huge with like treadmills,
some major
shooting lanes, and
major skills building.
Yeah,
which is pretty sweet.
Yeah, because I know that he said that he was always he was more interested in coaching individuals
and doing
like
the skills part, as opposed to like a team coach.
Exactly.
Listen, he's giving back to the game that way. I would have loved to have seen what his facility looked like.
Yeah,
pretty cool stuff. It was good.
No, yeah, and then what else was it? There was another thing that really stuck out, and of course now
you're drawing a blank.
Yeah. Oh, just talking about how everything is like very like results driven, and meaning that like people are focusing on like wanting to have a good game or wanting to have a bad game.
Right.
But like the only thing that drives results are like the actions and the behaviors that are like in the moment. So instead of focusing on like, the result, focus on like the means to the end. And like, so I thought that was also an interesting way of like looking at things. As well as like when you said, I thought it was funny. the part when, kids, when they're, let's say you're talking yourself up,
Right.
and like, you're about to play whatever game and you're like,
Oh,
all
I know
right,
what you're going to say.
I'm not going to turn over the, the puck. I'm not going to, get a penalty. I'm not going to get caught flat-footed.
Don't think about the elephant.
And like, right. And you just are thinking about all the things that you
Right.
shouldn't be doing.
Right.
But
Don't
then
think
he's
about the
like,
elephant.
but then what did he say? He said something like, you wouldn't go tell your kid like not skate hard or whatever double negative like makes that
Yes.
sentence make sense.
Yes.
And you're like, oh yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
Like focus on the controllables
Yes.
that
Yeah.
you can control and say how you're going to do those things.
Yes.
Not do.
He's got some pretty cool.
Yeah.
He's got some pretty. He's very sharp guy.
Yeah.
I think he probably helps. I know he probably helps a lot of people.
Yeah, for sure.
And mental performance coaches are big these days, right? We really didn't have them much when we were kids, but they're everywhere now.
Yeah.
So it's he was good. I was impressed.
And the thing, not like there's one thing, but
Multiple things.
we've talked about this before and how, look, it's an expensive sport, but like even like take it outside of hockey, I think that the work someone does with a mental performance coach,
Right.
Assuming the person knows what they're doing and all the stuff, but assuming you're
Yep.
working with someone that's qualified and good at what they do, the stuff that you learn, even though it might be through the lens of the sport you're playing at that time,
Right.
it's so often like, just like their life skills.
They are life skills.
They're life skills that'll
Yes.
serve you well in all different situations.
100%. Yes.
So, it's like we as parents will spend a lot of, like some do, on like skating lessons and stick handling lessons and shooting lessons. When that kid is like having a hard time and his boss and like whatever, he's not going to be like, oh, thank God I had all those skating lessons. You know what I mean? Like, so in a lot of ways, I feel like it's investing in mental performance is not something you're probably going to, maybe you will, but I feel like the results come like more with time than maybe
Yes.
some other things, but they're life skills. And I think that's well worth investing in,
Yes. I'm telling you, his book is, you're talking about like life skills, right? That rule number 4 that I was saying, raise a human, not a highlight reel. I'm going to read you the part of it. It says, stats fade, accolades disappear, but character, that's permanent. Build the habits that outlast the hype. Parents who want to raise great humans and confident athletes care more about who their kids are than what their kids do. Raise someone they'll still be proud of when the crowd's gone. The person is the point. Build the human who outlives the hype.
There you go. Perfect.
That's rule number 4.
Right.
There's 96 more. I mean, no, I'm sorry, 90, how many is it?
93.
93 more. Yeah. So, I mean, but still, it's no, not 93 more. What is it? 99 rules?
Yes, 99 rules.
Right. So that's number 4.
4.
Right. So yeah, okay, whatever. Why is my math fucking retarded all of a sudden?
Your math.
Why is my math ridiculous? Anyway, so yes, it is a very impressive. It's a very impressive book.
Yeah, I know.
No, I'm telling you, like.
Well, we're gonna give some out so other people can also.
But if you don't get the ones that we give out, like I highly recommend, if you're struggling, this book will help you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Go to Sandy's website because I promise you it's worth it.
Yes.
And it's such an easy read too.
And unfortunately for Jamie, it does not start with math.
I have to tell you, when you have to do math like on the spot like that, that's nerve wracking. No,
It can be. Depends how complicated.
what did I say? What did I say? I said 94.
Honestly, I forget what you said.
I do too
start.
now. I'm fucking stupid. I can't even remember what we talked about 2 seconds ago. Yeah, dude, when you have to do math on the spot like that, it's like you're like, I don't know. Anyway, anywho, it's actually, I think it's 95 more, by the way.
95.
Yeah, it's 95 more.
95.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, math on the spot, not easy when you're recording something that's
tons of
going to be
pressure.
put out to the world. So anyway, yeah, man. But so what else did we miss? Should we talk like a little NHL? I feel like we. I mean,
Oof.
The Devils.
Yeah, we can. The Devils, wow,
They're
no good.
so
Toronto, no good.
Dude, no
Florida,
Austin
no good.
Matthews. No Austin.
Yeah, that hit
Matthews.
was shitty, huh?
big time.
Yeah.
Talk about shitty. That was awful.
He's coming off the Olympics injuring Crosby.
He injured Crosby?
Yeah, wasn't it him? Gudis?
Oh, shit, I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Wasn't it? Unless I'm
No, you
I'm
might be
pretty sure
right
I'm
about
not.
that. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that's who injured Crosby.
Yeah, it was on Crosby.
Is he super dirty?
He's definitely not the friendliest player.
Cleanest player?
Yeah.
Dude, I did not realize that. I didn't realize that he's the one that hit Crosby.
Wait. No.
Actually,
am I wrong?
Actually, the Devils aren't, honestly, they're better than we thought, but the
Yeah, it
Devils.
says here. It says Crosby holds no ill will towards Gudis.
Oh, so
It says he doesn't have a problem with the Radko Gudis play that injured him at the Olympics.
I bet you Austin Matthews has a problem with the hit that he put on him.
I would too if I was Austin
It was like
Matthews.
he stuck his knee out.
Yeah, he did.
It was pretty shitty.
Yeah, it was really shitty.
Yeah, that was tough. That was definitely tough. So the Devils are not in last place.
Yeah, but
They're close to it.
they're no bueno.
They are no buenos, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel bad for Austin Matthews. Hey, listen.
That's rough. I don't know what else. Then I just hearing how Vegas is kind of shit in the bed. I don't know what place they're in, but apparently not playing well.
They are in second place in the Pacific.
Yeah, with how many points?
76.
Okay, how many? Well, who's in last place in the Atlantic?
The Rangers with 64.
Oh, who's in?
64, 69, 70, 70. Devils have 70. Maple Leafs have 70. Caps have 74. Flyers have 74. Ottawa Senators 77. Columbus Blue Jackets 79. And then the Detroit Red Wings with 82. And Boston's in second with 81.
Wow.
Yeah. But I know what you're getting at.
Yeah.
You're driving it like the West sucks.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Or it's weaker than
weaker than the East.
Yeah.
But speaking of the Capitals,
Yeah.
yeah,
What about him?
Hudson signed. He's
I
first. He's
saw
playing
that.
tonight.
So
I think
pretty
tonight's
sure
his first night
Cole Eiserman did as well with the
Rangers.
with
The Islanders.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Look at that.
Dude, it's that time of the year.
Yeah, it is.
You know,
Higgins is also on his way. Boston.
That's a good question. I haven't heard anything about
BC's
him.
out. No, or am I wrong?
Is BC out? That's a good question.
Hey
Scott.
Jamie, look that up.
Are they out?
I know BU is.
Are they really?
Yeah, I don't
That's
care.
disappointing if that's true. I did not listen. I did not realize that if that's true.
I haven't heard Hagen's name. I just
No,
know,
I haven't either.
So maybe they're still in it.
Yeah, I saw Cole Hudson. I saw Cole Eiserman.
Yeah,
I didn't see anybody else like
Yeah.
big. But I could have missed it too.
no doubt.
You know. Yeah, man.
I mean,
Listen.
honestly, I haven't watched a ton recently.
I've
Not
been-
because I don't want to.
I've been watching. Not gonna lie, I've been watching World Baseball Classic
Oh yeah,
or World whatever it's
That's
called.
so
World
boring.
Baseball. It's definitely not boring.
they use metal bats in that one.
No,
No, they don't.
no. Aaron Judge would take a plane down if he used a metal bat.
That's so funny. Wait, where's it being played?
So the last couple games been in Miami.
Oh, nice.
They were kind of I won't say all over the place. They were in a bunch of different locations.
in
but,
the United States,
yeah.
or is
Yeah,
outside of the states too.
I'm pretty sure. Ever since I started watching, they've all been
Yeah.
in the States. There were a bunch in Texas.
Oh, that's cool.
And then the semifinals, at least when the Team USA played the Dominican the other day on Sunday night, that was in Miami. Pretty sure tonight is in Miami. Tonight's the finals.
Who's in it?
U.S. and Venezuela.
Oh, Venezuela.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, they beat Italy, who actually beat the United States in the group play.
How does that happen?
I'm not sure. And the U.S. kind of backed into the
What?
Yeah, the U.S.
Come
backed.
on.
They did. They lost the game they shouldn't have lost. So they backed in. But I must say the USA Dominican game was ridiculous.
So the U.S. won?
The U.S. won. Yeah.
What was the score?
Holy shit! Was it 3-2?
Oh,
They won by
close.
one. Yeah.
Yeah,
The USA pitching staff was insane. Paul Skeen started through a gem. Only let up one run. I think it was 2-1. I'm pretty sure it was 2-1 final. Gunnar Henderson hit a solo shot, and from the Orioles, and then Roman Anthony from the Red Sox hit a solo shot.
I don't know any of them.
They're two very good USA ball players.
Sweet. Go USA.
I must say, you got to give a lot of credit to the coach at Team USA because he put Gunnar Henderson is normally a shortstop,
Okay.
but somebody else was playing short, Bobby Witt Jr. So he put Gunnar Henderson at third base just to get his bat in the lineup. and he delivered. So you got to give.
Look at that.
Yeah. It was and
Strategery.
judged through an absolute laser beam from right field to throw out Fernando Tatis at third base.
Oh yeah,
bro, it's a fucking laser beam. And I think it's funny because he had an elbow issue last year during the season, and
clearly got that fixed.
Exactly. That's what the announcer said. He's like, Yankee fans, you should be pretty happy about that.
Yeah,
Clearly,
right.
Judge's elbow's fine.
Right.
Through a fucking laser beam to third. I mean, like on a
shark
line
with freaking laser beams
attached to their heads. Speaking of, but yes, so the USA,
I don't know it.
The USA Venezuela game is going on as we speak. So I have to go home and watch after this. Yeah, but have you?
I don't know it.
You know the movie, or are you just saying you don't know?
I'm getting ahead of it.
So it's very appropriate for what's going on in life right now.
Okay.
Have you ever seen Sacha Baron Cohen's what is it, the Dictator? Is that what it is?
No.
Is the Dictator? Is that what it's called?
I haven't.
You know what I'm talking about,
I
right?
do know what you're talking about.
It's dude. I mean, it's so funny, obviously, because what's going on, in the world today.
Yeah.
But he plays like a dictator of like what is supposed to be some sort of Middle Eastern country. Right, so he walks into like he wants to go see his nuclear weapons, so he goes into the factory, and he's like, "Where's my scientist? Where's nuclear Nadal?" So he looks at his nuke, and it's like a small rocket that's curved on the top.
Yeah,
and he goes to the scientist. He goes, "What is this?" He goes, "It's supposed to be pointy." He goes. And then the scientist goes, "What do you mean?" He goes, "It's not about the pointy." He goes, "It's about the payload." He goes, "No, this is not going to scare anybody. It's supposed to be pointy." And he goes, "This looks like a big robot's dildo." He goes, "It needs to be pointy." It's so good. Because of what's going on in the world right now, you will absolutely die.
All right. Well, I'm going to add that to the list of things to watch.
Yes. So good. I mean, I forgot how funny Sacha Baron Cohen was.
Oh, he's so fun. I remember the Ali G. I mean.
Oh, my God. Yes. Yes.
He had Donald Trump on.
Did he?
He was pitching Donald Trump an invention that he made.
Oh, my God. And Trump had no idea?
Well, he was pitching him something called an ice cream glove. And the ice cream glove was made to solve the problem of ice cream that drips off of a cone onto your hand.
Oh my God.
So he invented a glove.
And he was trying to pitch Trump on it?
To Trump.
Trump has been like, "You idiot." He must have been.
And it was
That's got to be on YouTube, by the way.
There was something he did where he was going over like some numbers.
Yeah.
And he had one of those like, those oversized like Post-it note things you put on an easel.
Yes.
Like those really
Oh
big.
my God. He brought one out.
So he had one out, and then he was like flipping like the pages over the top.
Yeah.
And one of the next sheet had like a number on there, and he had to turn it from portrait to landscape because the decimal that he had used was the length of the whole fucking page. And it was.
I'm gonna have to go watch that.
Oh, it's so good. Well, watch it before you go.
I definitely have to. I didn't realize it. Yeah, he's very funny, man. He was great in Talladega Nights, but his Borat character is like, he's very funny.
He's out of control.
The Dictator was, I guess the Borat character kind of led into the Dictator, right?
Yeah, it must
I would
have.
think so.
Yeah.
Similar-ish.
Yeah.
I mean, the suit is not black. The suit is black, not. So funny. Oh my God. I totally forgot to tell you. You know how you didn't believe me that people other than people that I know were mentioning about you cutting Mike Gruzioni short?
Oh geez, here we go again.
When I saw the dude from Pennsylvania stopped me in the ring the other day, he actually said something about you stopping Gruzioni short.
Oh please.
Swear to God.
Oh okay, that's fine. I find it ridiculous.
Swear to God.
Okay, great.
I can't. I didn't tell you this until now.
That's okay.
I don't know why I forgot to tell you. It was very funny though.
That's ridiculous.
Yes.
They probably just listened to you give me a hard time, and was.
I think he enjoyed that part.
Yeah. Well,
it's
clearly,
fun to bust chops.
No doubt.
You have to bust chops.
No
Life's
doubt.
too short.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? So on that note, why don't we put this one to bed? We will see everybody from Lake Placid.
Yes, sir.
Right, we're gonna go live a couple times from Lake. I think that's the plan.
Yeah.
Hopefully that.
Yeah. Well, I circumstances permitting, we're going to do it as much as we can.
Yeah. I think we have some interviews planned while we're up there with some coaches.
Yes, sir.
Some people on the coaching staff, so that's exciting. Thank you to all our new listeners.
Yeah.
We have bunch of you. So
yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for checking us out on Instagram, following, liking, all of the above. Appreciate it.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, please share the show. Leave us a review if you like what you hear, and leave us a review. Reviews are impossible to get.
Yeah.
So leave us a review. It helps us algorithm-wise because we need to get ourselves into the top 5.
Top 5 what?
In hockey podcasts.
Okay. A day at a time.
We're close, by the way. We used to be outside. When we first started, we were outside. We were not on the chart. we were off the chart.
In the wrong direction.
In the wrong direction. And because they only list the top 300.
Yeah.
So we were like 250. And then we were off the chart.
Yeah.
And then we were like 220, and then we were off the chart. And then we were like 195, and then we were back to like 275. So now we're in the top 30.
That's great.
So we got to get to the top 5 with like spitting chicklets and wingmen and
a day at a time.
So if you guys like what you're hearing, share, review. Just thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate it. Couldn't do this without you guys. Hope you enjoy it. Hope it's providing some value. Hopefully it's making you a better hockey parent.
There you go.
Right? That's probably the most important thing.
No doubt.
Right? And we will see you guys from Lake Placid.
Yep. All right, dude.
Later.
See you there.
See you guys. Peace.